to be able to share with you all today. And don't expect too much, except know that we serve a great God who can do very much with very little things. The Lord has been very, very gracious to me, very good to me. I grew up and have spent most of my life in Cameroon. I will not blame you if you don't know where that is. But Cameroon is a beautiful country perched between West and Central Africa. And I believe that we have the best of everything here in Cameroon. We really do. The weather, the food, the people, and of course the problems. Growing up, I can share a lot of memories, but one that I was reminded of lately was growing up without electricity. It can be fun, but it can be quite challenging, especially if you grew up in my household where I'm the second of 9 children, parents and other relatives, and without electricity we had to use lanterns. I don't know if you know what those, do you guys know what lanterns are? There's some that you have to hold in your hand, and they use kerosene, and so you would find at times we're spilling the kerosene or we're breaking. I have kind of a better appreciation of having lights all the time. Sometimes you can just hear me be like, thank you, Lord, that you flipped on the light, or that the water comes through every time you open the tap, because there are places where people don't get that. I also know that in a sort of figurative, spiritual way, the Lord is helping me see how He has brought me out of darkness into light. And that is the more important thing. Another thing that the lantern story shows me is that at some point my life was like that glass suit covered lantern, because I was so ungrateful. I live with muscular dystrophy, which is degenerative. So I started out being able to walk and run around and enjoy independence. And when weakness started setting in, I did not take it very kindly. I was so angry and so bitter and had so many questions for the Lord that for most of my life I was living like that. I was just a very bitter person. And you know, ingratitude has a way of bringing in other things. You know, the suit gets darker and darker. Because of ingratitude, I had so much hatred, so much selfishness, so much anger. So I just felt like God was unfair to me, and I would shake my little finger at His face, like, how dare you do this to me? But God is really gracious. When I was about 18, He saved me. I had prayed and fasted and asked and done everything I could, and my family as well, to get better, to get stronger, which did not happen. It seems like the Lord was willing to show me that He had another way of doing things. So after saving me, the journey was not quite smooth, because there were still days that I would be like, Lord, how dare you do this to me? And His answer, not that He speaks to me audibly like that, but would always be, will you trust me? So I decided to trust Him, and it's been hard, you know, getting used to living in a weaker body and expecting more weakness. And I remember the days when I used to be like, Lord, I never want to end up in a wheelchair. I thought that a wheelchair would be the worst thing. Actually, I tried to kill myself because I thought if it would end up being living a life in a wheelchair, I'd rather die. Well, here I am. Yeah, so I'd just like to share with you some of the lessons that the Lord has been teaching me along this journey. I call myself a recovering ingrate, because He took me from that place of deep ingratitude, and He's been molding my heart and shaping me and taking me along the journey. We're not quite there yet, but I trust that as the Lord leads, He'll take me there. And one of the first things that the Lord has taught me is that gratitude is really His will. We see that in the Bible, from the Old Testament right through to the end. The Lord calls us, commands us, expects us to be grateful.